commander-in-chief in Lower Egypt, probably from Sa'el Hagar 6. Another smashed off nose in here. The herald of deeds from the temple at Amas. Smashed off noses. And there is the reference. This is the greatest nose job ever. The greatest nose job ever. The most famous of all Egyptian sphinxes is the Great Sphinx of Giza, dating from at least 2,500 BC, approximately 4,500 years ago. According to the legend, Emperor Napoleon of France, around 1810, ordered his most expert artillerymen to blow off the nose of the Great Sphinx. There's no way that was an accident. Why did Napoleon command his troops to alter this great monument? To hide the truth and perpetuate the social agenda of white supremacy. The mind of the white races. Fear, hate, ignorance, violence. Fear, hate, ignorance, and violence. Fear, hate, ignorance, and violence. Historians of color finally setting the record straight. This is J.A. Rogers. In his publication, The Five Negro Presidents, he identified other presidents of the United States who were of African descent and opted to pass for white in order to advance their political careers. Now, this was during a time when if you had just a drop of Negro blood, you were considered a Negro. But since they looked like they were white, they passed for white to advance their political careers. J.A. Rogers, setting the record straight. John Henry Clark. The civilization of Egypt and of Africa in general is the most written about and the least understood of all known subjects. This is not an accident or an error in misunderstanding the available information. Except for Egypt, African people have been programmed out of the respectable contemporary of history. Europeans have claimed the non-African creation of Egypt in order to downgrade the position of African people in world history. They have laid the foundation of what they call Western civilization on a structure that the Western mind did not create. In doing so, they have used no logic. It's not like we weren't never going to find out. But these were the beginnings of stripping back the lies that these former Egyptologists had put forward. Chief anti-Diop. One of the most significant revelations presented at the Cairo Symposium was Diop's development of the Mendelin dosage test. This one simple test provided the means by which one could determine the phenotype of the Egyptian royal mummies by examining the melanin content present in their skin. The test involved the acquisition of specimens consisting of a few square millimeters of mummified skin, which were then coated with ethyl benzenate and exposed to natural or ultraviolet light. This procedure rendered the melanin granules in the skin specimen fluorescent, thus enabling them to be counted by Diop, who states that the experiments show a melanin level which is non-existent in the white-skinned races. Let us simply say that the evaluation of melanin level by microscopic examination is a laboratory method which enables us to classify the ancient Egyptians unquestionably among the black races. Joseph ben Joachim was a master teacher with a forceful command of ancient and contemporary history. He used wit, humor, and common sense to accent history and expose historical distortion. Dr. Ben taught on the faculty of colleges and universities in the United States and abroad. He was a senior lecturer, faculty of languages, Al-Zahar University, Arab Republic of Egypt, and for many years served as adjunct professor of history and Egyptology at Cornell University's Africana Studies and Research Center. Joseph ben Joachim. Now, Joseph ben Joachim grew up as a Hebrew, but he embraced Egypt as his own. Major historical source used in this presentation was by Anthony T. Browder in his book, Nile Valley Contributions to Civilization. Tony Crowley's book, Nile Valley Contributions to Civilization, is about correcting some of these misconceptions so the reader, in fact, can be introduced to a Nile Valley civilization in order to understand its role as the parent of future civilizations. In his book, Browder has associated himself with some top-level academic companies. This is going to go into part 2, Egyptology and the current homosexual agenda. And at this point, I'm just going to take a little break, let folks stretch their legs, get a little something to eat, and then we're going to come back in about 15 minutes and finish up with part 2.